What up, guys? Another episode of We Don't Know Ball. At this point, we might as well just replace Retro with Gunner because the amount of times that Gunner is going to be on this podcast going forward is going to be insurmountable. But again, what's up, guys? Another episode. Justin, myself, and again, like I said, Gunner. Justin, how you feeling this week?
I'm indifferent about this week. I have plenty of things to talk about. Certain teams that people want to call front runners losing to teams that are basically eliminated at the fourth of the way through the season. I don't get this. I mean, the NFL and the NBA this year are probably as bad as they've ever been with not having front runners, not having this, not having that. I mean, we have like 2 teams, maybe 3 teams that are holding control of certain things, but like 4 through 20 is just so tight knit. It's not even funny. So I don't know. I mean, this week in the NBA was weird for me. I enjoyed.
Gunner, what's up with you, man?
Very indifferent, especially with my Boston Celtics going on. But otherwise, I'm feeling good, loving what I'm seeing in the league. It's making it very interesting in my opinion. And how I like basketball, there's a lot of nuance this season for sure. So
I concur. I put out on TikTok my power rankings, and I got some shit for it. But I do think
you're gonna get some shit for it.
I think decisively there's 10 teams that should be in the conversation, and really outside the top 6. You could go interchangeable with a couple of teams at the bottom half of the top of these top 10s because the NBA just put out their power rankings, and I think that's it. Their power rankings are just absolutely atrocious. But we can get to that a little bit later. Justin, what do you got for us this to start us off?
Yeah, I mean, just 2 things before we jump into the actual slate of things. Like I said earlier, we are 25% done with the NBA season already. We are a fourth of the way done. We are at the 19 to 21 game mark. We've seen established front runners. For these 4 fan bases, I'm sorry. The Pelicans, the Nets, the Pacers, the Wizards, you've all been eliminated from playoff contention. I'm sorry. You tried. You tried. It's over. You're done. It's just what it is. Yeah, that's really all I have to jump into. Just the basics of everything. I want to start in the East today. And I want to start with the East frontrunner. There have been a lot of talks and a lot of hatred and a lot of shit being thrown at the Pistons lately. Oh, cool. They got humanized because Cade is lacking in the clutch free throw shooting department. That is what has happened. The Pistons are still arguably head and shoulders better than all of the teams in the East. I think Cade's being overworked, and I understand that's when you need him the most is at the end of a game. But I think Cade is actually being overworked. He's playing too many minutes. I'm not calling for load management by any means, but if you could shave 2 to 3, maybe 4 minutes off of his per game time and give this guy a break, I think maybe, just maybe, he'd be a little better for you down the stretch. The Pistons have been playing great basketball. Since we last talked, yes, they've dropped 2 games. One of them an absolute heartbreaker, and it was their own damn fault. It's just what it is. Yeah, I mean, the Celtics win, Gunner. We can get into that one. That was just.
Oh no, I'm with you. It was a tough, like I wasn't expecting a win.
But for them, like that back-to-back, they should be both wins for them. Like, yes, the Magic are significantly better than the Celtics right now, but like the 3-point loss to them, the 3-point loss to the Celtics, letting the Hawks stay close in a 1-point game today. Like, I think Cade's being overworked very early, and I think this is going to hurt them down the stretch. I think if you don't start to strategize Cade's minutes, I think this is going to hurt your team. There are role players that are going to have to step up with that, and we're starting to see the emergence of a few of them. I think Azar Thompson's got to take a better step. I think we're seeing Duran make the steps to actually, hey, I can be a certifiable guy on this team. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, Detroit, you're set up right now. It's crazy enough. Detroit, the city, you guys are set up in both sports to do great things right now. Stop fucking up. Like, it's amazing.
So I agree with the take that you have, Justin. I just to put context behind it a little bit. They've been extremely hurt throughout this year. Tobias Harris
They
has been
have.
in and out of the lineup, and Asar has been in and out of the lineup, or just completely ineffective. And same thing with Jaden Ivey. And I think the biggest thing where you touch on it great is that he is getting overworked, and we can kind of look at that when JB Bickerstaff was on the Cavs, and nobody likes to talk about when he was on the Cavs. He was overworking the hell out of Donovan Mitchell
Yeah,
to
he
where
was.
he's getting max production. And then they get Darius Garland, they switch coaches, and guess what? Donovan Mitchell's just being tasked as the scorer, and Garland, when he's in the lineup, is doing all the playmaking. So that's where I can agree. But Cade specifically today, and you talked about the clutch free throw thing against the Celtics. It's you're absolutely right with that. But I believe still up to this point, he's leading the fourth quarter in total points because they're gearing everything towards him, and that workload is insurmountable to have. So somebody else in that team needs to step up regardless. Like Denoris Jenkins, like he's fallen off a cliff the past week and a half or two because he's getting less minutes, but I think he's very valuable. I think Duran has slowed down a little bit, but not like significantly. And again, Tobias Harris is in and out of the lineup. So Cade Cunningham is getting these minutes where he should be not necessarily sitting, but like you said, stretch out a Jaden Ivey rotation, stretch out a Janoris Jenkins rotation to where those 3 or 4 minutes, then over an 82 game season, then makes him more fresh into the playoffs. Where the expectation to me, again, like you said, should be a deep playoff run.
Should be is the main concern here. By the way, shout out to Donovan Mitchell right now. In the last week, he's putting up the most prime Chris Middleton looking week I've ever seen. 17 points on 6 of 20 shooting, 3 for 12 from the 3-point line. 42 points on 15 of 28 shooting, 7 for 15 from the 3-point line. 18 points, 7 for 16. 3 for 7 from the 3-point line, and tonight dropping 43 on 16 of 27 and 4 for 10 from the 3-point line. Boy, if there is more of a Chris Middleton peak stat line when the Bucks were making their run to the championship, I don't know what else is. The dude, I'm getting sick of it, honestly, and I'm just waiting for it to happen to my guy D-Book. But are we just going to see these coaches run these superstars into the ground? I think we already saw the domino start to fall where Ant got overworked and Ant got hurt. And then Ant came back early to try to save Minnesota, and then Ant never looked the same. I mean, he's balling out right now, but at the same time, it's like Julius Randle.
Inconsistent.
I mean, I don't know if it's these coaches running these guys into the ground. I don't know if it's what this new age of basketball is going to be, but I mean, we're just seeing it domino by domino by domino. But it's going to happen to all of them. I mean, what do we do at this point? Because at this point, this is going to ruin basketball, because what we're going to do is if we keep running players into the ground like this, we're going to shorten careers is what's going to happen. We're going to see players, we're going to see the NBA turn into what running back committees are in the NFL. You're going to see guys with shorter shelf lives. You're going to see guys that are having way better peaks and not so much primes. What are we going to do to see anything change, or can anything change with the volume of talent that keeps getting pumped up every year?
Or at least for me, and Gunnar, I'll let you go. I want to say this quickly. This is where you're talking about. You made the comment about the front runners. You're obviously talking about OKC. OKC right now, right? SGA is putting up his production in 31 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't seem like a lot, but that's going to become so valuable when it comes to playoff time, because now
easily.
he's going to be so much fresher than everybody else.
He'll be head and shoulders better than everybody because he'll have been rested, yes.
Yes, and the fact that he's putting up MVP numbers in a quarter less of basketball is insane. This is like the same conversations were being arisen in 2015 when Steph was playing 3 quarters instead of 4 and that kind of stuff. But like the OKC Thunder are just primed to make this kind of run, and if you have the Thunder winning, that's completely fine. My thing is that to answer the question about the injury bug, because we talked about this a little bit before, is we're seeing all these calf strains now, and they're getting into these ACLs and the calf strains and all this kind of stuff. That's pretty arguable. The peaks are going to be insane, but you're going to have a 5-6 year prime. Like that's not going to be great. Donovan Mitchell, and the Cavs. Speaking of, like, that's a team to where they're having trouble at the point guard spot. Lonzo's been in and out of the lineup as their sixth man. Garland's been in and out because of his toe injury, and like Donovan Mitchell's having to go and be either score 40 or score 17. Look, like you said, Chris Middleton numbers. So it's like that level of inconsistency is a big, huge question mark of why I don't think the Cavs should be contenders, is because of that alone. Because Mobley is has taken this step offensively, but it's not impacting anything. It's just like he's putting up 22 and 9 on like almost 2 blocks, and they're still losing against these Eastern Conference teams that they should be blowing out like they were last year. So like I don't. Maybe they just haven't hit their stride. Maybe I'm just too early. I'm just not a Cavs fan. But Gunnar, go. You can talk about the
You
injury proneness.
you know what is kind of reminding me of, Jules? It's reminding me of these early 80s star players, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who don't get a full-on fleshed out prime because of injuries that they develop throughout their career, and they just um you know hold on to for the rest.
Right.
And I'm worried that we're gonna get something like that. We're gonna get these amazing players that are then their careers might get cut short because of this,
I think it's a
if
fair
that
point.
makes sense.
I think it's a fair point.
I mean, it's insane. Like I said, I'm going to keep saying it every week just because I can. Cade is going to be an MVP in the next 5 years. This is going to really limit that window if we continue to abuse and abuse and abuse him, because I don't care if he's young. These old coaches are going to be like, oh, they're young. We can run them into the ground early. We can, quote unquote, break them in. We can do. No. These guys are athletes. They can't go like this every night, regardless of how much money they're getting paid. So,
Yeah.
that's what I have for Detroit. Moving on. I just want to say, I called this about the Magic. I knew they were going to start slow. They needed to build chemistry. They needed to find out how to play with their team, how to do this correctly. And it's this last week. I mean, I've seen the Magic play some pretty good basketball. I don't know about you guys, but they look like they're starting to click. And that could be scary if they all click at the same time.
Yeah, for sure.
Gunnar, you can go ahead. I got my takes on it.
Like, I'm finally seeing what I wanted to out of Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane's huge right now for this Magic team. If he can start to be consistent with this, I think that's what's gonna make them scary is Desmond Bane, and if he finally has his 3-point shot back,
I mean,
that's my big thing with the
for them
Magic.
to go from 4-6 to 12-8 in their last 10, going 8-2. I mean, I think that's them starting to get it together. I can't say that it's going to continue that way, but it also really hasn't been against soft opponents. Like, I mean, they're doing the thing. I mean, yes, cool, they played the Nets in here, but they had the Knicks twice, the Celtics,
Yep.
the Warriors, the Clippers, the 76ers, who they put belt to ass to.
Has to. Yep.
So, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm sure Jules is going to try and contradict everything we just said. So,
Well, so this requires context, and Justin, we've talked about this before. The pairing of Franz and Paulo, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm on Team Paulo, just like you are. But would we say that this team would look the same if Paulo was there? Because in the same sample size, they were losing games. So this goes into the whole thing to where they're looking better with a more ample playmaker, a more ample creator of others in Franz. And this is where, as a Paulo guy, I dislike because Franz is looking better than Paulo. Because if Paulo is on the floor, majority of the times when they're losing, Paulo's not taking these shitty jump shots to where Justin and we've talked about before. His shot diet's looking like Tatum. No offense, Gunner, of
No,
taking
it's true though.
It's looking like bad, inefficient mid-range shots, and he's not a good mid-range shooter. So why they're looking good is because now they have the ample spacing, and Franz is being able to create. Now, I'm not trying to discredit them, but as soon as Paulo comes back, do we think that they're going to be a well-spaced team? I don't think so. So now it becomes the question, again, it goes back to the root. Who is going to be traded, Franz or Paulo? Because if Paulo is going to be the guy there, which I agree with, because they invested so much into him, then what is the valuability of Franz, and how are you going to be able to connect with somebody who's not a great playmaker, who's not a good mid-range shooter? He can create it, he can drive the basketball, but he's not a good self-creator. So that then inhibits Desmond Bane as a spacer, that inhibits Wendell Carter. That's the trickiest thing. And that's why I'm just not sold on this Magic team, because they look better without Paulo, but Paulo is the guy. Like,
I mean,
so where do we go?
That's the thing is Paulo needs to accept a new role. Paulo needs to realize that he's a great basketball player, but he can't be a ball dominant guy. Paulo has to be an offside player and let Franz work. Paulo needs to become God, I can't believe this. Paulo needs to become a corner threat, because Paulo needs to be able to shoot that thing consistently from there and be a backside diver off of this passing. Because if Paulo can figure that out, you can be a superstar. You can be a star without having the ball in your hands every possession of the game. You can be. You can still make that impact. And I'm looking at Franz's stats from these last 10 games. That motherfucker can't shoot 3 to save his life. But he's putting up numbers on pretty solid efficiency, and he's sitting in like the 6 to 9 range on rebounds. He's sitting on the cusp of, like, the last 3 games haven't been good with assists, but he's sitting in like that 5 to 8 range. Like, if he can keep this going and Paulo can adapt to that new role, the Magic could be a threat for the top.
I like that. I just don't know at this point where Paulo is. Can he become the off-ball scorer where they can be successful? Because specifically young players have their play types, and it's very hard for them to change that role, especially as a first overall pick. So I think I don't like. I think that's good in theory. I just don't know how they would be able to apply it. Like specifically with Jamal Tinsley. Jamal Tinsley is an awful offensive fucking coach.
Well, what he needs to do, as crazy as it sounds, he needs to take a reverse. He needs to take a reverse Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson going from Phoenix to Brooklyn. He needs to do what Cam Johnson's doing now. Go from the Brooklyn play style to the Denver play style. If Paulo can adapt that ability to do that, I think Cam's a significantly better shooter than Paulo is. Paulo, obviously, way more athletic, but if he can become that spacing defender that he can be, I mean, these are all ifs and it's all hypotheticals. This definitely could be a thing, but I don't see it happening, but I can also still see the Magic making some noise out of the 4 or 5 spot this year. So,
what if Paulo develops a Jaylen Brown type of role?
Being the best player on the Celtics?
Stop it. No, stop it. Don't be retro here. Don't be retro here. I'm just saying he's got the athleticism that Brown does, right?
Yeah.
If Paulo can figure out how to space the floor a bit like Brown can, right? Franz can play that Tatum role in a way, sorta. And Paulo can play
Franz
like
could never shoot that inefficiently.
Well, no. Be a better efficient Tatum.
Right. Well,
Hold up.
just you're talking about skill set, just
Yeah,
rebounding and
it makes more
playmaking.
sense that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think the biggest if would be okay. Does Paulo all of a sudden develop a jumper and then gives a shit about defense because at 6'10", what 230, 240,
That's
he's
the
one of the
issue. Yeah.
he's one of the worst defenders I've ever seen at that
I
size.
agree.
Mm-hmm.
So
I totally agree, Jules.
and
It's like
go ahead,
It's
go
time to
ahead.
grow. It's time to grow up and learn that you need to be a two-way player in the NBA because that's what it takes now. Is you can be significantly good at one thing, but you can also be terrible at another. I mean, fuck, Jalen Brunson just won Player of the Week, and that man couldn't guard my father, who's in a jar downstairs. Like he can't play
I'm just
defense to save
saying.
his life. So
Right.
Become the Jalen Brown version of a power forward. That's all he has to be,
It's not.
in a way.
Justin, don't run with it. I see the fucking smirk on your face. Don't fucking run with it.
And don't piss me off.
you want him to become a rebounding Jaren Jackson Jr. Got it.
That's fucking gross. That's fucking gross.
That's disgusting.
Tell me I'm wrong.
That's disgusting.
That's all you got, exactly.
But is there anything out of any other teams in the East that you want to talk about?
I mean, just really bringing up quick, the Knicks and Heat continue their strong play. Looking like they're going to be in the top 4 for the foreseeable future. Jules.
Yeah.
Your Raptors. Do we care to talk about their last 2 games?
Yeah. So again, putting the context like I did with Detroit, when they got belted this past game, they didn't have Jakob Poeltl, and they're playing Scotty Barnes at the center. And
do we care to talk about the Hornets game?
And that's another thing too. I think where I was talking about before when I was made my Raptors take is that going forward they need another center because when Jakob Poeltl is not on the floor, they're getting out rebounded and they're getting in transition really, really well. And granted, their small ball lineup is fair, but you're not asking like Scotty Barnes is not being able to out rebound Ryan Cochran. Or so I think Toronto. I think they just need to go and find a legitimate backup center. And it's unfortunate because I don't think it was a fluke. I think it's fine that they got belted, but Jakob Poeltl is obviously valuable because he's keeping them in these games, and he's actually providing a decent amount of like mid post playmaking for this team, specifically with Brandon Ingram. Now I'm not going to back down on the Raptors that take until the playoffs start. I think it's a legitimate team. Most teams are still finding their identity, and clearly the weakness in Toronto, like I said, is at the center position because when you're running Scotty Barnes and Mamu, shout out to Mamu, you're not going to win many games. I just don't think so.
Yeah, in my notes here, I literally have Jules is Toronto going to start their skid early, LOL. So
that's disgusting.
But Retro picked a hell of a week to be at Disney because the Chicago Frauds are 3-7 in their last 10 with losses to the Pacers, Hornets, and Pelicans in that time. I don't want to hear anything about Josh Giddey this or Vucevic is clutch that or Kobe White's our point guard and da-da-da-da-da. Retro. You won't watch this because you're not a part of it, but fuck, buddy. You gotta stop talking about your teams. The Bulls are now below 500, as I predicted they would be in 2 weeks. Now they just have to continue the slump and get there to the All-Star break, and I will be right yet again. So, I don't know what this team thinks they have, what they're gonna do going forward, but like I said, losses to the Pacers, Hornets, and Pelicans when you're supposed to be a top 6 front runner. Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
These games can't happen. I don't care who's out because of what's on the other side of the floor. You could be missing 3 of your starting 5. You should still win because the other side is just not competent at this point.
Right, and just very quickly, that context of the Pelicans loss.
Say the word context one more time.
Context. The reasoning behind them losing against the Pelicans. Derek Queen, the emergence of Derek Queen.
No.
As a offensive hub. Now, granted, he's not going to be in Rookie of the Year talks. He's not.
Nope.
But the skill set, I think, is there.
That shit's a 2-man race.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I like what Derek Queen has become as of right now in the minutes that he's had with specifically Zion. I think he's looked pretty that's a pretty decent pairing. A mid-range to high post scoring big man.
Hell yeah, that's a great pairing for the next month and a half before Zion gets shipped off somewhere.
That's where I was going to lead to. It's going to be unfortunate because it's short-lived, because I do think the Pelicans are going to nuke the team. But I think for right now, I think it's a good prosperous start for Derek Queen. I'm happy for him because I was actually pretty low on him, and I'm glad that I was proven wrong in the minutes that he's getting. But yeah, no, getting back to the point. The Bulls have been frauds. They're a transition team that provide no good defense, and it's getting exposed if these bottom feeding Western Conference teams and Eastern Conference teams are taking advantage of them in half court and full court settings. Like if the Bulls can't get out in transition, they can't do anything. They just can't. It's an awful watch.
Yeah. Gunnar, you got anything to add on the Bulls?
That was my whole thing with the Bulls going into the season, is their defense. Could tell you that that whole team as a whole, defensively, it just wasn't moving the needle, in my opinion. I didn't have them even close to sniffing the plane, I don't think, heading into the season because of their defense.
They need to start playing fucking Noah Senge like yesterday. Noah Senge would
agreed.
change that defense and would help Vooch in closing out and rotations at the 4 or 5. No, the fact that Noah Senge is getting no PT is blasphemous.
Crazy. Yeah.
Now, the last thing I want to get into in the East, and this is going to be directed at our guest today, Gunnar. Let's talk about these Celtics real quick, because I have questions.
Okay.
So, going back through the week, 2-point win over the Cavs, a 4-point loss to the Timberwolves, a 3-point win over the Pistons, a 9-point win over the Magic, and then a loss to the Nets. So, and then going back a little further, you guys also lost to the Jazz. So my question for you as the Celtics fan, because the other ones are just delusional and don't know ball, shout out Glore. Why do the Celtics play good against good teams, but really fucking bad against really bad teams?
Oh, I can tell you. So Boston, we've been known since probably 2019. If we let teams stay in the game, it comes down to ISO ball, Jaylen Brown, and Tatum usually. This year it's ISO Brown, the number one ISO guy, and now it's also Derek White, and it's also Peyton Pritchard. I'm used to watching it. If we're letting teams stay in the game, that's when we have issues, you know? And even the blowouts, I'm like, why are we doing this? We had the games we won, we had pretty decent sized leads, and yet we're letting them get back into the games. I see it every single time in the fourth. It's come to the point it's not a good thing, that I'm just used to it at this point. Honestly, I didn't want Boston to be in the playoffs this year.
Getting there.
I know we are. I predicted them as an 8 seed play-in, but I really wanted a top 10 pick this year because of how good the draft's supposed to be.
Nope,
but I know it's not going to happen. I know it's not, but a man can hope.
Listen, I mean, A man can hope, a man can hope, a man can hope. But 7-3 in your last 10, and the funniest thing I've
I know.
seen is the Boston Celtics are like UPS, dude. What can Brown do for you? And it's been
That's awesome.
impressive to say the least that they are above 500 right now,
It's
because
been
I
very
didn't,
impressive.
for them to be at double-digit wins already with the state of their team, didn't think it was going to happen. Too many pieces moving. Yeah, you get a little younger with Anthony Simons, and it looks great. But Tatum being out, the departure of Porzingis, and I mean your bench has stepped up immensely. And I can only say that when Tatum comes back, it's going to look bright for you guys. But it's going to be an Orlando situation. Which one gets traded, because they're not playing together?
Let me shout out my boy Nemeas Keita for being the most impactful player on the Celtics. That man's doing everything, and
Say it
he's
louder.
been so
Say it.
good.
Say it
Nemeas
louder.
Keita is the best, man. I
Mm-hmm.
love watching him, and he's been so good for us. Same with Josh Minot. Josh Minot's been good for us. Watching him play, he gives it all. Derek White, I have question marks about.
Derek White.
He's very iffy this year.
Does anybody want to touch on anything else in the East before we move on?
No, Nemes Kate is the most impactful player on the Celtics. I absolutely agree.
Ever is crazy.
I
all
said on
right,
the Celtics this year.
This
into
year,
the
yeah, he is.
into the West. This first one's going to be a little bit more of a talking point than we get into the other stuff we can kind of run past. Best fit for Minnesota out of the 3 available point guards that they could get: Ja, Trey, LaMelo. Who do we think has the impact right now to elevate this team? Hey, Gunner, it's going to be one of them.
I know.
And honestly, the mock trade I saw for Ja, I think they're giving up too much. I saw it was Julius Randle, Rob Dillingham, and sporadic picks.
What? Hold on.
Julius Randle.
Hold on.
Click.
Hold on.
Never.
What I was thinking the trade for Ja would be Jane McDaniels.
I'm just
I
telling you
thought
what
he
I saw.
was the one that was.
I'm just
That's
telling
the
you what I
most
saw.
rumors I've heard was Jane McDaniels for Ja.
That's also a click.
And which I would still click that. Yeah, exactly. So I just don't know the direction they go with. I don't know what fits them best, in my opinion. They're
Keon
all
Ellis,
ball
you are
heavy.
now a Minnesota Timberwolf. Thank you.
Exactly. To me, he fits it.
Yeah. I would say Keon Ellis, my thing. But for those 3 to answer the prompt, you know what's funny? Because we were giving him shit a little bit earlier, and I was trolling you about the start learning the LaMelo Ball. I think LaMelo Ball would be great in Minnesota because of one thing. Because I was giving LaMelo Ball shit when he first demanded that trade, is that he was bitching about being an on-ball creator. He wasn't getting as much touches, and they're gearing their offense towards Knipple now, which is fine. Since then, Justin, I'm convinced that every NBA player fucking listens to this specific podcast, because since then, LaMelo Ball has taken way less usage rate, way more off-ball opportunities, and they might not be leading to wins, but he's taking significantly a less offensive role and letting Knipple develop, and to where we're looking at this now to where, okay, Anthony Edwards can be worked both on and off ball, and if LaMelo Ball can be worked on and off ball, now okay, you have LaMelo Ball, who is not great defensively, but you have McDaniels, you got Anthony Edwards who can keep his own, Randall keep his own, and obviously Gobert in the back. That's a good enough. I would say LaMelo Ball. I think LaMelo Ball is what he's been doing recently would work very well with Minnesota.
Well, I mean, it's very possible that he may have heard, because I don't know if you guys know this or not. It was floating around social media. The Bulls played Charlotte on Friday, and apparently LaMelo and a couple of the teammates ended up at the Knipple house up here by me for Thanksgiving. So who knows? Maybe by radius, somehow it popped into a feed of some sort. He must have heard his name. He's got that KD burner set up if his name gets heard. don't worry, Kevin. We'll get to you in a little bit. You're a little farther down the list. We'll talk about you again so you can continue doing what you're doing. Yeah, Minnesota, I agree. I think it's LaMelo. I think that size, that ability, his ability to play make when he fucking wants to can really help this team out. Like I said, that going from Mike Conley to a 6'7" point guard would make this team just immensely look a lot better on paper and a lot harder of matchups to actually scheme for. So
Yeah.
it'd be an interesting fit. I think that sadly, I think that Trey is the least likely out of these three to go there. I think Trey would be another one. I think Trey fits better than Ja in this situation, especially because of, like I said, like we just talked about, the playmaking aspect, the spacing.
Yeah.
I think it can free up a lot more for Minnesota to actually do something. Gunner, anything else on this?
So it'd be Rudy Gobert leaving Minnesota in that case for LaMelo.
I don't see it.
Is what I'm seeing, unless you're giving up smaller shit like Nas Reed with a makeup of Mike Conley then and some other
That's
player.
not happening as long as Miss Wash is a fucking Minnesota fan, because he ain't supporting Charlotte.
Tracking all.
Yeah.
So, next one, just a quick touch on: are the Utah Jazz the spoiler team this year? Are they the team that is just going to show up out of contention and just spoil everyone's hopes and dreams? Because I think that they could be the team. If a team needs to, it's a must-win situation. We got to do it to get into the play-in, the playoffs, to this, to that, to lock up a home court advantage. The Utah fucking Jazz, dude. I'm telling you right now, these motherfuckers just find ways to win games when they are not supposed to, and it is impressive.
So
it really is.
To count this back, like I said, I do think that there's somehow these NBA players are chiming in, because I wanted to kind of touch on this for the Laurie stuff with our now basically weekly Utah Jazz agendas. He hasn't been playing really good. He has not been playing great up until today. He had a really good game against Houston today. But I think people were figuring him out. Keyshawn George has been on a downtick, but he came back in the second half today against
We should
Houston.
stop breaking down their games so much. We're giving the game plan out every week.
Right. And so I think he's back. He had like I said, he had a good game today. So I think I would
They both took the holiday off. That's what it was.
I'm probably right. I don't know if this is the team. I like maybe two other teams, but I think there's a good conversation. I would say Portland is a little bit better to wreck shit, because they're the only team that beaten OKC this year and continuously have made OKC work. And then my team as well, without Wemby. I think that's a great conversation.
I'm actually glad you mentioned that, because my next note is, are the Thunder and Lakers in a league of their own, and especially after a certain game that just ended? Shout out Dallas. The Lakers' last loss was November 8th, and the Thunder's only loss was November 5th. And both of these teams have lost to Portland, who are 3-7 in their last 10. So, I'm kind of shocked at the downskid of this team in the last 10 games. I really am. I mean, they've been playing great basketball. I don't understand it. I mean, yeah, cool. It was what? The Thunder, the Spurs, the Thunder. They beat Milwaukee, but Giannis was out. Beat the Warriors, lost to the Bulls by, well, shout out Vooch, god damn it. Lost to the Phoenix Suns. Lost to the Mavericks. So
what was that? Lost to who?
Somebody, just some team.
Mind you, they're up 20 against the Lakers right now.
They are.
Just some guys. They're just some guys.
Some guys, got it.
Just guys.
Led by a great shooting guard.
Great shooting.
So are the Lakers frauds, guys? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
When you're playing against the number one shooting guard in the league, it's just kind of hard to actually keep up. So it's just, I don't really know what to tell you.
So to actually answer like what you're trying to say, are the Lakers in their league of their own? No, they're not. Like I understand Denver lost a couple games. They should have beaten us. They should have beaten Dallas. I understand, but if we're going contextually, Aaron Gordon has been out and Christian Braun has been out, who are incredibly valuable. If we are going and looking at the Lakers, are we moved against winning against the Pelicans? Are we moved against the Mavericks, the Clippers, the Jazz twice, the Bucks without Giannis, the Pelicans again? And then the last loss, like we mentioned, was against the Thunder, and that was almost by 30 points. Every team that they've beaten up to this point, right now, has been subpar or lacking a superstar. And
us being up 20 just fits my narrative that, oh, hold on, let me make sure he's playing first. Just want to be sure. Yep, fits my narrative. LeBron makes the Lakers worse. Got it. Cool.
I don't think the Lakers. This is where I hate Lakers fans, is that they'll put themselves decisively in these conversations because of the name power that they have. Right? I know that you're on the LeBron hate train. I
Always
slightly disagree. I'll disagree with that, but I understand where you're coming from. He's not having a good night tonight. But as soon as they meet teams,
having a good night tonight.
He only has 6 points. He's
6 points, 3 assists in 27 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, your GOAT, LeBron James.
I'm saying he's not having a good night tonight.
He's not performing.
Austin Reeves is not having a good night tonight, right? He's 4 of 10. I'm just saying when they are matched with yet another good offense that can meet and out physical them, they folded. They folded against the Thunder. They're folding against the Suns. And I don't care what you have to say. The Suns are a good team.
It's insane. They're down 20 and Luka's got a 40. Luka's got a 40 ball rolling.
And that's where I want to touch on, because again, he's almost got a triple double with fucking turnovers too.
See that? Don't worry. Minus 25 as well.
So this is where I want to talk about with like this Lakers team. Yes, your offense is a top 3 offense in the league. But defensively, this is where I've been saying, and I'll keep harping on it. You guys don't have the defense to match up against these high-powered offenses, or at least not high-powered, high-paced offenses. Phoenix is high-paced. The Heat are high-paced.
We're gonna get
Thunder are
catapulted into 4th place with this win. Oh my god.
Yes. Start drinking your Kool-Aid, motherfucker. No, I'm telling you.
No, I'm telling you. Look at what's happening. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. We're doing stuff.
I'm just saying that I think this Lakers team is incredibly overrated, because people will go by, oh, well, wins and losses the only thing that matter. But if you go and look at the teams that they're beating, we're moved by the Pelicans? No, we're not moved by an Dallas Mavericks Anthony Davis. We're not moved by an Giannis Antetokounmpo Bucks team. It's just, who cares?
It's a weak schedule.
It's weak.
That's what it is.
It's very weak.
Like, we're gonna see what they're made of when they get against the top teams. Like, yes, not the top teams that are physical, but we're gonna see what they do against, like, when they get to that second set of, like, Golden State, when they get against, like, these teams that aren't as physical, but should outscore them.
Like it's and mind you, I'm pretty sure Steph didn't even have a fucking good game. That was a Jimmy Butler game.
It was a Jimmy Butler game.
It's always a Jimmy Butler game.
That's facts. That's facts.
He is the number 1 option on Golden State. You can clip that one right now.
Yes. But my thing going back to it is that this Lakers team is so hyper offensive that why you then leaning into obviously Luka's strengths, to where you just saw the Mavericks go to the NBA Finals gearing their team towards defense and having 2 offensive guards with Kyrie and Luka, and then revolve around with Gafford and PJ, and what's his face is the wing defender that I'm forgetting. But like, we now know how to build. Let's go get DeAndre Ayton.
Holy shit, the Heat hit 24 threes tonight.
Yeah, no, that's what, like, the Lakers are frauds. I'm still on Team Denver. I still think Denver is just by and far way better than them in every way, shape, and form.
I agree with that, but I think that the Lakers will kick it into high gear. I think that them and Denver will be a competitive series if that's what it ends up being. I just think that OKC might just be untouchable. I really do at this point.
And again, I think that's completely fine.
That's a fair take.
Yeah, like I'm not even against it. Why I have Denver is the reason why they got taken to 7 OKC was because Jokic was overplaying and SGA wasn't comfortable with that starting 5 because they had a limited amount of time, and now Denver's bench just got significantly better. While the bench in OKC is now playing more minutes, so they're going to be ventured. But like, it's one of those two teams. If you have OKC, you have OKC. I just have Denver.
Let's fly by OKC for now. We're going to talk about them in a second.
Cool.
What I acknowledged earlier about players listening to our podcast, dear Houston Rockets, you're welcome. Since acknowledging Kevin Durant's absence on your offense, minus the Denver game, he's been fucking. Katie, if you listen to this, and I don't understand like how we spoke it into existence, it happened. You did what we said, it worked. Minus the Denver game because you looked like shit. But I don't get it. I mean, the Rockets formed a quote-unquote super team. You can call it a super team if you want. I'm okay with it not being called a super team. I understand it either way. Houston, in my opinion, should be the 3rd seed holding the entire year. I think the Lakers and Nuggets are going to swap spots, but I don't think anyone's catching the Thunder. That's really all I want to say about that is if we didn't talk about the Rockets, they wouldn't be doing it. I'm firmly going to believe that and believe my own delusion, just like every other fan in their entire existence. Just like Laker fans thinking that they were going to win it this year. Boy, are you guys wrong. Jules, let's move on to your guys.
Thank you. Yes.
I have a stat for you you're not going to like very much.
Go fuck yourself. Okay, great.
Out of the Spurs' first 19 games, you know who has consistently been their best player? Because we love to talk about it. The best ability is availability. Devin Vassell. Out of the 4 players that have played all 19 games, being Harrison Barnes, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, and Julian Champlain, Devin Vassell has the best numbers.
And that's why we go and trade him for a better player. See, this is where I'm fine with Devin Vassell, because what I'm seeing in these games and watching these day in and day out is that he's taking we all play 2K, right? These fading midi shots from like 18 feet out. Like it's at least 4 or 5 a game. It's just like fading midi. And he's really good at it. I've seen him only miss 1 fading midi this whole year. It's like he's got mid-range maestro and fucking legend, Hall of Fame. But my thing is for San Antonio this past week, so like I mentioned before, we surprisingly won against Denver. The fucking bench has been playing out of their minds without Wemby being there and Castle not being there. Keldon Johnson, thank you for proving me wrong. You're an offensive rebound hound. I love you. To get back to Devin.
Averaging 2.2, but yeah.
That for the forward spot, that's I believe top 10 for his position. I believe
he is technically out offensive rebounding Wembanyama, and the only player that's outdoing both of them on your team is Luke Cornett.
Luke Cornett, right?
I got my Celtics goat.
I think going forward is that why I was so high on San Antonio was because of the bench depth that we have, and the fact that these guys are stepping up.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to make you guys laugh, but I have SportsCenter on in the background, and they just showed the replay of the Young Hoku field goal.
Oh God. But why I'm so high on San Antonio is because the depth that we have, and the fact that these guys are stepping up in clutch situations, and we, as a collective 3 right now, need to start talking about fucking De'Aaron Fox. And this conversation I've had to hear for fucking a month. Trade De'Aaron Fox. He's not going to fit the system. He's not gonna fit the timeline. Really? Because the motherfucker's averaging 25, 8, and 6 on damn near 50, 40, 90. And mind you, he's been
I'm sorry, you want to try that one more time?
50, 40, 90,
Yeah.
and he's been really good in the clutch.
On 24, 6, and 4.
24, 6, and 4. I think that's because of this past on this past game. I was going from 2 games when he scored 37. So
11,
now those numbers are skewed.
he's played 11 games for you, started all 11, averaging 33.5 minutes, 24.1, 6.6, and 3.5.
Yeah, and that's because he had that game. I forget where he scored only 16 points, but he had 12 assists. But getting back to the point of people are saying that Fox needs to get traded.
Nope.
No, he doesn't. I think he needs to stay here. He needs to let Dylan Harper develop because Dylan Harper, since he's come back, has been really good as a scoring guard off the bench. And this is where I'm saying we need to trade Devin because Castle's going to start, Harper's going to get minutes, Fox is going to get mixed, and Vessel's just going to get buried in the bench to where he's not going to be valuable anymore. He's just not.
Castle's just got to get to the point where he learns how to, hang on to the ball, because being as young as you are, averaging 4 turnovers in this league, especially as a guard, that can't happen.
Well, and the context behind that is because Fox was out, and he was playing a traditional point guard to where, and I'll say this till the day I die, he was finally realizing, oh, look, there's a guy who's 7'5" at my center. Let me throw him a couple lobs. So his usage rate was going up, and some of those lobs weren't necessarily the best, but those turnovers are high. But I know, Gunnar, you were trying to say something. You go ahead.
So with the Spurs, I was one of the guys saying to trade Fox. I'm not saying for this season, right? I was saying either next season or the season after, just so you have the playoff experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fox gives you that playoff experience. I'm starting to move off that train of after this season you trade him. I'm moving now towards the next season. Keep having your guys develop, right?
Mm-hmm.
And get that experience. Honestly, I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Fox. It's been wonderful to have him back.
I will glaze De'Aaron Fox.
I said this from the jump when I first seen him start to take off back as a king. I mean, this dude was doing everything he could on his own, basically, it felt like. And I said, man, it'd be great to see what this guy could do with an actual team around him. And we're here at this point, and it's only just showing that, I mean, Swiper's the man. Like, if he can raise his 3-point percentage slightly, and I mean slightly, just to become a little bit more of an effective shooter, their pace and space could be unbelievable. Like,
for sure.
Unbelievable. So I can't really knock your team right now, no matter how bad I want to, but it's just the way it is. I don't know what you do. I don't know what you're looking for to get out of Devin Vassell. I don't know where you send him. I don't know what you need for it, but I mean,
my thing really quickly. I want a wing guy because I think defensively we're a top 5 defense, or we were a top 5 defense. Now I think we're closer to like 10 now. I want another wing defender. I like Kellen Johnson a lot, but he's coming off our bench. Castle's been great defensively. Carter Bryant in playing time has been getting great. Has been great, but at the wing position right now, it's rather weak. Keldon, Julian, Harrison Barnes.
if only you guys would have been the ones to jump out the door first on Brooklyn and traded for Cam Johnson.
Yeah, I think Cam Johnson would have been great in San Antonio. I've been praising because I think his value has gotten lower. I've been my name circled in big red circles is Trey Murphy or Herb Jones. Those two have been on my radar for about a year and a half, and I think that in spot up situations, just like Harrison Barnes is excelling this year, I think Trey Murphy would be rather well. And he can be a POA guy and a switchable guy to help Wemby
I
as
think
a
you guys need
secondary
Bobby
rover.
Portis.
I fucking hate you. Okay,
I think you need Bobby Portis.
you're fucking pissing me off.
That's the way to close out the West is the piss
I
jewels
like
of.
this. I like this.
So kind of disregarded this team. Moving on to the NBA Cup, we got our final 8 teams. Yeah, so these are just going to be the final 8 teams in the playoffs as well. Yikes. Shit. So we'll just start with the game I'm not looking forward to in the slightest because I feel like it just derails everything my team has started to build. So we're going to play OKC again. Back-to-back Fridays of playing OKC. Oh joy, oh fun, oh great. How can that be? Questions on this. What can the Suns or anyone else do to slow down OKC this year?
I was making slight jokes with this, a little bit off air, not with you guys, but with some other people. Go trade for Denny Advia and just go with it because
Yep.
Denny Advia has been single-handedly keeping the Trailblazers within OKC games. His playmaking's been great. He's been a plus rebounder. So honestly, to derail OKC, is
To
basically be a
derail
plus
OKC
3-point
is to
team.
trade Jalen Green. Got it.
It's basically just to be an elite 3-point shooting group and have guys who are elite driving kick guys. And that's where I'm seeing OKC, or at least in the limited times that they've struggled, not be able to get back on 3-point shooters. Like the reasons why a lot of these games have been close has been because of the fact that they can't close out, and the 3-point shooters that they're letting open are hitting their shots, and that's not even a numbers game, but it's like, okay, if you're not a good 3-point shooter, we'll allow you to shoot it, and they've been proving to be done so. But it's basically OKC and whoever else. They're not only going to win the NBA Cup, they're probably winning the NBA Finals this year.
I have that right below it. OKC double champ this year? Question mark.
Yeah,
Yep.
I would say so. I will say, because we came out of the group of death that everybody was saying on Twitter for Group C, that I think San Antonio's got a good shot at the NBA Cup, and that's the only thing we can win this year. So I want to push my team, but I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah, that's fantastic. You want to push, and we'll move right into that game because that's what I have slated next. The only thing I have below this is I'm excited to watch this game because I believe in my heart of hearts that this is a mid-season playoff preview. I see this being a series we're going to see in the playoffs. I see this being an interesting series for you guys in that situation, in that time frame. This is flip a coin for me on these two teams. At this very moment in time, this is the most flip a coin thing I've seen.
You're talking about San Antonio and LA, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Gunner, you can recall that specific game we lost against the Lakers. Our buddy, our guest here, was on live, and I was just got off work, and I hopped into an 8-person live. I kicked somebody off because I was a mod, and I yelled on the top of my fucking lungs because Julian Champagny missed 2 free throws. So that's the difference between us having a chance to get into OT and win that game and losing against the Lakers. I do think that's a very good series. And the reason is the switchability of what we have when I talked or highlighted before with our defense, being able to go comfortably 9 deep, and plus Victor Wembanyama, and then the hyper offensive places of the Lakers, and they beat us without LeBron. So it's going to be, do we go and target LeBron and make him fucking look like he's 28, or
No.
or is he going to act like he's 41? I don't know.
No,
I think that's a good series in the
you have to let
offs.
LeBron beat you. As crazy as that is to say out loud, you have to let LeBron beat you. The only way that you guys can get through this team in this game at this time of the year and through the playoffs is you guys have to try to limit Luka. Craziest thing anyone's ever said ever. Limit Luka. But that's the way it's got to be. I mean, we're watching it right now as they're playing the Suns, and it's not a limit Luka, but
It's
we're up.
it's a somewhat limit Luca because he's got high turnovers. That's going to be
Yeah.
the key.
We're up
Is that in the half?
We're up 18 with 55 seconds left. Oh my god!
It's that if Luca is going to beat you, he's going to put up those stats. But if he turns over the ball 5-6 at minimum,
And that's
that's
why
going to
you
be
have
the
to send the
difference.
pressure. That's why you have to send the pressure there.
Exactly,
that-
blitz the fuck out of him.
that's what I have on the West. Moving into the Eastern side. For the Magic and Heat, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, this is an NBA Cup game. This is also a proving game because I feel like these guys are going to see each other a lot, and these are going to see.
Yes.
This is going to be a matchup I think we see down the road as well. Both teams are elevating at the right time. Both teams are young and are still trying to quote unquote find their identity. So I just want to see where this goes. I mean, this could be the best game of the quarterfinals, in my
I
opinion.
hope so. Gunnar, you can go ahead.
It could most definitely be. Um, I'm loving this year's Miami offense. It's been beautiful to watch when I have watched Miami Heat games.
Shout out Kalel fucking Ware, by the way.
Oh, for sure. Kiloware's been amazing for them. Um, I think it's going to be an interesting matchup because of how Miami's offense is and how the Magic's defense is. I think they both can go hand in hand with each other, and it is a make or break thing for both teams, in my opinion.
I agree. And I think the biggest thing for them is, and I said this a little bit last week because that's when Bam started to come back. You need to start Eric Spoelstra. You're in this conversation as one of the best coaches in the league. You need to go and play Kalel Ware with fucking Bam Adebayo. Because
Yep.
the fact that you're today specifically against the Clippers, he had 16 minutes. I don't know if you're reserving
That's
him.
disgusting.
I don't know if you're reserving him. I don't know what it is, but in the time he has started, in the games that he has,
Can you just leave Mike Tomlin alone?
in the games that he has specifically started this year, just to bring this up really quickly, he's given you 22-17 with 2 blocks, a steal and a half, 3 assists, but he's a center, on 50, 37, and like 70 splits. Kalel Ware has been extremely valuable to where you're able to run Bam and Ware. Now maybe like it's you want to stagger their minutes, that's fine. But Kalel Ware cannot be playing less than 20 minutes a game for you if you're the fucking Miami Heat. He's going to be the X factor why they can go far, and you guys need to start playing him a fuck ton more. Maybe I don't know if he's hurt. I don't know if Spoelstra doesn't like the kid. I don't know, but since his Bam has gone back, his minutes have gotten reduced by a lot, and even though they're blowing teams out, he can contribute to this team.
Can we also talk about how he played 16 minutes, shot 0 for 3 from the field, but had 9 rebounds and a block?
That's what I'm saying.
It's impactful.
In 16 minutes.
It's very impactful for this short amount of time.
Also, every game Kalel Ware has played over 30 minutes, he's dropped a double-double. So that's just another piece.
That's what I'm saying. Like if this Heat team needs to understand that there's young guys. Jaime Jaquez. We haven't mentioned his name this whole year. Jaime Jaquez has had a resurgence. Again, Ware and even fucking Norman Powell. Shout out Norman fucking Powell too. Like this team is great, but
love that. That's my favorite move that's happened in recent because Norman Powell is a phenomenal player, great shooter. Getting him out of LAC My God,
Mhm.
thank you, Lord. There is a
Yes.
basketball God. I don't give a shit about either of these teams, whether it's the Clippers or the Heat at that point, but to see a player that has the caliber to actually elevate a team get wasted on Team Unk is just not where he belongs. So,
And also Simone, what's his name, Fontecchio or something like that. I forget the
Yeah,
kid's name, but he's
Fontecchio.
been decent.
the guy who
He's been
should be
decent.
driving F1 instead of playing basketball, yeah.
Literally. But this team is a good, decent team. Now I think they're just a number one away from being in contention. And that's where I think the Heat and Pat Riley need to swallow their pride, and see where they are going into the off season. I don't think they should try to trade anyone. I think they should keep Andrew Wiggins because the Lakers are going to try to sell their soul to them to get Andrew Wiggins. I think Wiggins stays, and you go into the off season to see where you can pick up guys, and then look at next trade deadline. There's going to be a fuck ton of people with expiring
Yep.
contracts for
Yeah.
2027.
Well,
Yep.
let's talk about the last game, which in my opinion is going to be an Eastern Conference semifinal. Um, I don't really want to get into either team so much between the Raptors and Knicks here. This game's going to be a fucking dogfight if everybody's healthy. I just want to know from each side, Raptors, Knicks, who is your guys' X factor on each team for this game?
Gunner, you can start.
I'm trying to think. So for me, honestly, it's Portal for the Raptors. I've always been on the Portal train. It's a pretty obvious answer. Um, as a Celtics fan, I've always wanted Portal on my team as well. He's always been such a great player, and what I'm seeing out of him this year, being that guy for the Raptors as a great role player, I think he's gonna be the X factor for them. Um, for the Knicks, I'm going OG Anunoby, but that's an obvious one. Again, OG's been the most impactful player for the Knicks this year, in my opinion. He's the MVP of the Knicks itself. It's him and then maybe Josh Hart. They're both playing their hearts out. It's they're both been just such great to watch as well. They're doing little things, but I lean towards OG.
Um, for me, I think it's Colin Murray Boyles in Toronto.
That's
The
fair.
rookie that they drafted this past draft. He's been hurt, but he's been great defensively for them. He gives high effort, switchability. He's been a really good motor guy for them. As for the Knicks, I think that's tough to say. I think OG is probably the obvious answer, and obviously we don't know how he's going to look coming back from injury. Um, I would probably say Mitchell Robinson because he's another injured guy that has extreme valuability for that team and opens up a lot
Hmm.
for them, and gives them a defensive anchor. But that's why, like, the Knicks are I think they're just too reliant on some of these guys, Brunson, OG, and Mitchell. But I would still, I think the Knicks would probably win, because I think they could mismatch hunt some of those Raptors guys, but it's going to depend if Jalen Brunson doesn't fucking turn over the ball, which he's prone
Yep.
to with these lengthy defending teams. So I think that's a good matchup. I think that I would probably lean the Knicks, but very slightly.
Sorry, I was just looking at why Devin Booker only played 10 minutes, and Devin Booker's out with a groin injury and will be updated later on tomorrow. Great.
Well, Dylan Brooks legacy game. So if you want to
It
talk about
was.
Dylan Brooks
Yeah.
or what?
No, we're actually going to be done with the basketball talk because that's all I have on that side of things. I don't, like I said, I just it's interesting to me. I mean, like I said, I told you guys, and I said this as a joke with the whole. I feel like Billy Bean. I don't try to watch my teams as much as possible because when I don't, they play well. If I turn it on and they have a 25-point lead, somehow they'll blow the game. It's the way it is. I turned on the fucking Steelers game the other day, and they had the lead on the Bills. Turned it on at halftime. What happens? Fumble, touchdown. Fuck. I hate life. Like it literally. Like I can't tell you I can't tell you how like I genuinely feel this. It's just something deep in my bones on it. But yeah. All right, we're gonna move on to the to my favorite part of the show. Again, didn't even try to play the pick 3 cut 5 because you two are almost on the same wavelength with everything. So I'm not even gonna try and do that. It's way funner with retro because Jules and retro fight. So this one is you guys are gonna have a category like we did the one time for football where you're guessing things, but this one's not as. I feel like this one for you guys as historians, you should knock this out pretty quickly, in my opinion. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16 players on this list to knock out, and it's players that have played for 10 plus teams in the NBA.
10 plus teams. Interesting.
Ish Smith.
I was
Ish
gonna say
Smith.
this.
Ish is technically the top player that has played for the most teams.
Is Isaiah Cannon on there or no?
Nope.
Damn.
I was thinking Cannon would be good. I'm trying to think.
Just knock out Ish Smith, so with him taking the coaching job he's at, that would make him the 13th team. There are.
I didn't even know he took a coaching job.
Yeah, that's kind of disgusting.
He retired from the team he was on to take a coaching job. So
wait,
there are 3.
Okay,
I believe there's 2 or 3 players here that were on 12 teams, a couple on 11, and then I think the bottom 6 were on 10.
So I'm pretty sure Earl Boykins played for like 10 teams, right?
Earl Boykin has played for 10 teams.
I'm pretty sure Drew Gooden played for 10 teams.
Yeah.
Drew Gooden has played for 10 teams.
What about
Vince?
Garrett Temple?
Garrett Temple has played for 12 teams.
What about Vince Carter?
Nope.
No? Alright.
Joe Smith?
Joe Smith has played for 11 teams.
W.
I'm trying to think.
Trevor Ariza.
Trevor Ariza has played for 10 teams.
Would that PJ Tucker?
No.
Oh,
how many teams PJ?
Dennis Schroeder.
Dennis Schroeder is one of the 2 active players that have played for 10 plus teams.
You're right, yeah.
Jeff Green as well.
Jeff Green's up there.
Jeff Green has played for 10 teams.
Why am I like?
Still one.
I'm just trying.
Still one active.
One active.
One active.
Big bench guy, big team guy.
Big bench guy. No. I was thinking Malik Monk, but that's not it. I know that.
Emphasis on the big team guy. Like, you can't fuck with his teammates.
Fucking.
Oh, James Johnson.
Johnson. You can't fuck with his teammates.
Yes, there you go. Shout out James Johnson. That's funny. That was a good hint.
That's a good hint, yeah.
You got 7 left.
7? Shit.
Is one of the
fuck?
I feel like one of the Holiday brothers is here. Is it Justin?
No, neither one.
No.
Really?
I will say I believe that there are. Let me see if I can remember the list. I believe there were 2 guys in the 80s, 2 guys in the 90s, and I think the last 3 were 2000s and later.
Guys in the 90s.
Okay. Oh, is DJ Augustine here?
DJ Augustine is here. Has played for 11 teams.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you, there's only one name on this list still that I recognize, just so we're clear.
Jameer wouldn't be.
Oh, what about Chucky Brown?
Chucky Brown is on rules, played for 12 teams.
I forget about Chucky Brown.
Got 5 left.
Jules, you're carrying me, not gonna lie.
Because I'm just thinking about people who have played for at least 5 teams, and then the rest of their career I don't know. Is Anthony Tolliver here?
Anthony Tolliver is the last name I recognize on this list with 10 teams.
That's kind of crazy.
James Ennis
I
here.
forget-
Did we say James Ennis?
James Ennis, yeah,
I know
He's
James
not
Ennis, not on the list.
that
Jules, you're going to probably have to get in your bag on these because I don't know these players. And that could be anyone that watches this can be like, oh my god, you didn't know blah, blah,
280s
blah.
guys.
They're like, oh
Well,
my
then-
god, you didn't. Yeah, so.
No, the other James, isn't it? Isn't it Mike James? Did we say Mike James?
Mike James, we
James.
didn't say. Yeah, we didn't say Mike James. That's a
Mike-
good pull.
Mike James, 10 teams.
You didn't recognize Mike James?
Nope.
That's wild. I thought you
I only
would
know Rick.
I thought you would know that,
I
yeah.
only know Rick James. Yeah, one of
I'm
these.
trying to think.
Yeah, these. Yeah, one is like a generic name, and then the other two, sure, whatever. I don't, no idea who these guys are.
Why am I thinking Wedman?
Definitely not Scott Webb. You've
I
been
know
talking
it's
about
not.
way too
I
much
don't know
Scott
why.
Webman around you, bro.
Maybe that's why I've just talked about him too much.
It's a generic. Oh, Jim Jackson.
Jim Jackson is the generic name.
Yeah, because he played on
Give
the
up.
Mavericks and then was a fucking just rotational piece for like everybody in the mid like.
You got
pops.
2 names left.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Let me see if I can give you a hint on them.
The last two are going to be hard. You said one is an '80s guy.
Let's see here. This guy played for the Spurs in 04-05.
0405.
05 team.
What's that? Yeah, what's that 05 team?
This guy played 13 seasons for 12 different teams.
Ish Smith level.
05.
Fucking. I don't know the 05 Spurs.
Played for the Vancouver Grizzlies as well.
No.
Played for his 13th team in the 22-23 season.
For his 13th team?
What team in 22-23? Can we get that?
Oh, never mind. Sorry, that's Ish. That says about. My bad. Here, let me pull. I'll pull up what I can find on this guy, and then we'll go to the other one. I'll give you in order from his draft year his teams.
Okay.
Spurs, Hornets, Warriors, Celtics, Spurs, Clippers, Sixers, Raptors, Nets, Grizzlies for 2 years, then the Rockets, back to the Grizzlies for 2 years, the Jazz, the Kings, and the Spurs.
Why is that recognizable?
Is this Tony Massenberg?
This is Tony Massenberg.
That is, yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot he came back for us in 04. Oh my god.
All right,
I fucking hated watching film on Tony Massenberg. He was dreadful. Oh my god. We drafted him too. I fucking hate my life. Jesus Christ.
All right, this guy. Does he have a mainstay? No.
Probably not, no.
Drafted in the 97-98 season by the Mavericks. He immediately traded to the Magic after 16 games played. Played 19 with them that year. Played 1 game with them in 99, and then played 7 with the Kings in 99 to finish the 99-2000 season with 40 games for the Sixers. Then Sixers, Nets, Bulls, Pacers, Bucks, Thunder, Cavs, Sixers for a 4-year stretch, T-Wolves, and then the Thunder, and that was the 2009-2010 season.
That does not ring any fucking bells whatsoever. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Let's see.
I might have to give up on that one. I have no idea who that fucking is.
This man's
name
is Kevin Ollie.
Ollie?
Kevin Ollie's never heard of him in my life.
You're right, never heard of him.
Haven't, no.
All right, so like I explained to you guys beforehand, the next one's a player chain. I'm going to give you 2 players, and you have to connect them. There are multiple ways to connect them, but you have to get the way I connected them.
Okay.
You guys are connecting 2 Celtics small forward, power forward combo players to each other. Jason Tatum to Larry Bird.
Fuck.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps to get from Tatum to Bird.
Oh, you're trying to connect them through players?
Yeah, so it's
That's
1,
how I
2,
know how it
3,
works.
1, 2, 3, 5 players to get from Tatum to Bird.
Okay.
I was thinking LeBron originally, but
Well,
They had to
Tatum
have
played.
it's too far. That's too deep, though.
they had to have played with them. Played or
Oh,
been
with them. Gotcha,
played
gotcha.
played or been coached by them.
Played or been
All right.
coached. Okay.
That is definitely one of the steps right there.
So Tatum has been coached by
Brad Stevens,
Brad
Ime.
Stevens, Ime, and Joe, but he also played with Blake Griffin.
I'll tell you right
Yep.
now, the coaching one's farther into history.
Farther in there. Okay, forget it then.
Played with
Uh,
Blake.
I'll give you a hint here. Jason Tatum played with this player on the Celtics in 2023.
23. That's the last year of.
It's hard because you got to try and guess a player that also connects to another guy who connects to another guy. It's a hard chain, I'll give you that much. But every player here I do know, so it's easy for you. It should be easy to connect.
Oh, it's okay. So it's who
I did it with what
So I
I
don't have to
know,
go deep.
and
Okay.
I actually. Here's the funny thing is, I actually did this connection. It took me 20 minutes to do this connection.
Okay. So you said played with him in 23. So yeah, that's still Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin's on the 23 roster at minimum.
I
Yeah.
will let you know when you guess the correct player.
So it's not Blake.
So-
B. Graham. Who's on that Celtics roster in 23?
You are allowed to look at the roster if you can pull it up.
All right, I'm gonna pull it up.
He's played with Blake. He played with Grant.
That's
Time
so
Lord.
the 20
I made like I
wrong
said,
year.
there are faster ways to do this chain, but I made it a little harder for content purposes.
So
Horford.
that's Marcus Smart also.
The oldest player on your team is Horford.
Here's the thing. I will grant you Horford, but the step I took in between was Jason Tatum played with Mike Muscala on the Celtics in 23, and
Yep.
Muscala played with Horford on the Hawks in
Horford.
2014 to 2016. So now you have so now you're going Al Horford connected to who?
Horford played with the. So I'm assuming it's a Hawks player because you said the Hawks. So who's on those
Yep.
Hawks teams?
No. Mike Muscala's career.
This is you're trying to find who Al Horford's going to connect to, and I'll tell you right now, this is a miscellaneous year for Al Horford.
So it's either OKC or Philly. Who played with him
Golden
in
State?
No, then that would be above.
What?
That would be.
Yeah,
No.
hold
on.
I don't know if you're going to get this one because this is actually insane to me because I didn't even know he was on this team until I made sure I researched it.
Wait, what year?
08 to 09, Al Horford played with this player.
Okay, 08, 09.
I didn't even know
Speedy
this was
Claxton?
I didn't even know this was a thing. I didn't even know he was rostered to this team, so good luck.
Marvin Williams?
I don't know if he actually played a game with this team. I just know he was on the team.
AC Law.
Did
Mike
Zaza
Bibby?
Pachulia?
No.
And not Mike Bibby either.
I'll give you this one because I don't think you're going to get it and you're going to be interested. Al Horford was rostered with Charlie Villanueva on the Bucks 08-09. Don't ask.
What?
What?
Don't ask.
What?
Now for Charlie Villanueva, go back to the Celtics. I'll tell you that now.
Okay.
For
Charlie
some reason I feel like this one's not right, and I feel like I need to look just to make sure because this is fucked.
Villanueva was not a Celtic.
Oh, who did Charlotte play with in Milwaukee?
No, this is you go back to the Celtics for this one. This is a miscellaneous year for this player too.
But what? I'm fucking lost. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, what?
Let me check this. I just want to make sure.
Because I'm trying to see Keith Bogans. No, that's later in his career.
Is this Mo Williams?
No, it's kind of chalked. It's terrible. So sorry, you have a step before you go back. So it's Charlie. It's Charlie V connected to. I'm just gonna give you this step, and you can finish it the rest of the way. It's Charlie V connected to Gary Payton Jr. Gary Payton Jr. connected to his dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then his dad.
His dad connected to somebody who's connected to Larry Bird.
Who did Peyton play with? This is fucking interesting.
It's an interesting way to go about it. So it's a hard chain. This one's a hard chain. I kind of just want to finish it to give it to you. Gary Payton played with Dennis Johnson.
No.
Dennis Johnson as a coach.
Yeah.
On the Supersonics, and then Dennis Johnson was a key teammate on Larry Bird's Celtics. So it's a hard chain.
You could go Casey Jones as well for coach too.
100%. Like I said, I wanted to make this as complicated with players I knew as possible, and I'm pretty sure I did that. It's a hard ass chain.
That was the most AIDS chain I've ever.
Yeah,
it's so diabolical, but everyone connected perfectly. Like that's just what's really annoying about it.
Fair.
It's just like I was like, how can I make this go the wonkiest way possible with all players that I actually knew? And I was like, yep, this is the way. But yeah,
that's insane.
I'm about ready to wrap this up. I don't know about you guys. I'll give our sports history fact of the day. At time of recording for us, it is December 1st, 2025. For this one, we're going to take it back to 1981. If one of you can tell me what the stat is, it's an NBA history stat. What happened on this day in 1981 without looking, I'll be shocked.
In 81?
81.
81. I don't even know the games.
It's actually a pretty historic stat at the time.
Like all-time leaderboard?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Kareem sets the record?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar
I was about to say.
passes Oscar Robinson to become the second leading scorer behind Wilt Chamberlain, scoring 14 points in a 117-88 Lakers win over Utah.
Wow, Kareem's washed.
Yeah.
Wow, Kareem's washed.
Apparently Kareem's washed.
Yeah, there was a couple basketball ones related on here. December 1st, 1967, Philadelphia center Wilt Chamberlain scores 52 points. And sets an NBA record for 22 free throws missed in a game.
Yep. Still stands to this day, right?
I don't think it'll ever get beat. 1956, led by future Basketball Hall of Famer Bill Russell and Casey Jones, the U.S. wins its 4th consecutive gold medal, 89-55 over the Soviet Union at the Melbourne Games. A lot of basketball
Yep.
history on this day. It was actually kind of crazy, so I was like, I'll just pick the one that seems the most relevant. I mean, all-time leaderboards, so. But yeah,
That's a
I mean,
great, man.
right? I was like, it's interesting. I mean, there's, like I said, 1990, Patrick Ewing scores a career-high 22 field goals in his 50-point haul in 113-96 win against Charlotte at MSG. Like I said, a lot of basketball facts on this one. I'm glad we're getting more into that we're going to see more basketball as we go on.
I agree.
2007 on this day, T.C. Williams High School, newly constructed basketball court named after Earl Lloyd.
Bomb.
Yeah. Sad one for me. The one I would pick if this wasn't a basketball podcast is 2012 was David Beckham's retirement from soccer.
Damn. I didn't think it was that long ago.
13 years. His was 13, and then Henri was 2014 when he retired from the New York Red Bulls. So,
Damn.
yeah. We're getting old, boys. We're getting old.
We're getting old. I agree. Is there anything else we'd like to wrap up with before we sign us off?
Nah, just let's look forward to these NBA Cup games. Let's see where they fall. Next week, we'll get to talk about the results. Hopefully my team doesn't get BTA'd by 20 plus. Yeah, that's really all I got.
Yeah. Gunnar, anything you got to add?
Nope.
Breaking news, WNBA and officials agreed a 40-day extension on CBA.
W.
Literally.
But with that, guys, that's all for this week of We Don't Know Ball. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe, engage with us on YouTube, please. And just talk to us. Like anything, any little thing helps, so we can drive conversation throughout these weeks for both NFL and NBA.
If you made it this far, comment down below that the Bulls and Retro are frauds for both not showing up tonight.
Literally,
Yep.
like at this point, Retro just is ducking us because all the takes that he's been wrong with, and Justin and I have been shoving it in his face. So he's the official We Don't Know Ball. Why we're going to trademark that within the next few months. We should definitely do that. But with that, I'm Jules.
We gotta wait for him to get on a hot streak, dude. We gotta trade him for assets.
Well, some of our assets might be here already. Shit.
Dude, that's we just did good in the draft. That's all I can say.
Literally. But with that, it's been Jules, it's been Justin, Gunnar. We're out. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Peace.